Okay guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video I popped an edible, and right now there is some crazy drama going on. Now, I'm not usually trying to be too much of a drama channel, but I'm a drama channel sometimes because I think it's just really entertaining and really funny. Now, I'm scrolling through over here on Twitter, and I see someone say that same exact line, but they're trying to go play it off, or they don't really like the drama. But I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes I like this really weird, strange, petty drama that I have no idea if my actual YouTube account likes or not. That's why we're being all secretive and dark night, late night video, you know what I mean? So anyway, if you guys don't know, I met a bunch of VTubers. This is relevant to the story. So I met a bunch of VTubers, and in case you guys are curious in the vibe, it's like cat girls, like dog girls. Well, I'm not even joking. People will literally go make their characters. Some of the popular ones are like whales, dude. It's crazy stuff. VTubing as a whole is a very mythical land, to say the least. If you guys ever just want to hang out and watch a stream and just be around things for at 2 in the morning, and you go and talk in a random cat girl stream. They're like, oh my god, hi, how's it going? Oh my god, I love Monster Hunter. Or something just kind of crazy like that. And it's just a good vibe. You just show up and you're like, all right, I'm into this. It's okay if you guys are listening to this video thinking, what on earth are you talking about? Because this is a whole subsection of Twitch, Twitch streamers and Twitch watchers. So basically you have all these just nice people. Guys do it too. They get a camera, they have a little bit of a layout, and they kind of go and have their character models do little animations. And this is why I'm explaining this, because one of these very popular 3D modeler type folks, basically a girl streaming with a virtual avatar, and with this is getting into some really big drama. Now it's kind of just letting up all on Twitter. And that's why I'm making this video, because I'm just baked. I think it's just crazy stuff. It's so petty, but it's understandably petty. I understand, I get it. So in my mind, this is kind of I think the rough idea of why everyone's upset. So basically this Fillian person, has TikTok that does very well, Twitch does really well, YouTube channel, and they have a chance to kind of collaborate a decent bit with the normal streamers, people with flesh. They call them flesh tubers. I don't know why, it's kind of a little bit weird. And for me as a human who also streams with my skin, I always am very concerned. There's a little bit of a weird segregation going on, because there's definitely been some VTubers out there who only go and follow other VTubers. I'd hang out on their stream, and I'm a streamer myself. Not that I'm really relevant at all. I'm a pretty small streamer, but they just never would actually care. They just know that I'm not a VTuber, so I'm not in their culture. So they're I'm not even going that guy's stream at all. Or some people will quite literally only roleplay as their character. You go into a Discord for their community, and they're basically playing that character, and some people don't even give out their names and stuff. It's a completely crazy thing. It's kind of fun, but I've also realized that I'm an absolute degenerate for watching dog girls and cat girls and stuff like that. God only knows what I do with my spare time. But anyway, the whole I kind of digress. So basically, if you understand this situation, you understand the vibe, you understand the people that are watching. But as well, because the same thing, these women are very into art, very into the idea of making sure copyright is respected, making sure the artist is well paid. A lot of people always push for the idea of the art should be getting a payment of what they're worth. And we do artists here. In my own channel, I enjoy artists, people who are very creative in my Twitch stream too as well. And one of these things is that they make these individualized models. They'll go and spend $2,000. I talked to another cat girl VTuber, Parody. She has spent a few $1,000s to go make sure everything's all lined up. And it looks really cool. At the end of the day, it looks very cool. But these are months upon month art projects. You spend $2,000 for a model. You have to go and pay for rigging, which is basically using 3D programs to go and track your character. These women are nuts in the best way. They're very I'm gonna spend $4,000, $6,000, upwards of $30,000 sometimes just going and making these individualized models. But the big issue over here is that the girl Fillian, she is using a free to play model. Now, most people in the VTuber world don't really mind. They're all totally okay with it, because it's hey, we understand it costs a lot of money to get into it. I just explained it was $5,000 to make a model. But that's also okay. But typically, as you kind of get a little bit more of a popular content creator, you kind of usually upscale up, you go invest a bit into the product, etc. But at the same time, this Fillian girl is using a free model, which at the end of the day, like I said, no one really cares that much about that in particular. But the idea behind it is that they're also then utilizing that because it came very tied in with their identity, of being this cat girl, I don't know, cat girl, school girl, and just, it's 3D and all that type of stuff. It's very intriguing. It's a cool model and does fit the personality very well. But the one issue with this is that they are trying to go and sell merch. They're trying to go and make money off the actual like model itself. So you would think most normal people who are maybe not fully ingrained on content creation, you're like, well, what's the big deal? Well, you got to go think about it in the artist's perspective. The artist themselves spends a lot of time, and it's like a goodwill. It's like a good gesture towards the community to basically give the model out for free. You know, it's like, hey, if you guys just want to, like I said, some people, it's a very big barrier of entry. They don't necessarily have the money to go and spend into the model itself. So it's like the freebie. You want to hang out in VR chat. You want to go maybe even stream with a 3D model in VR chat, you can. Or sometimes as well, some people make freebie like models of like someone making a cat, you know, or like a little slime, like just because it's like easy and fun to do if like you're talented with it, and it's also good practice for those beginner artists. But once, like I said, it's kind of like once you become a bigger streamer, you will go and rebrand, remodel your character design, and spend a lot of money into it to kind of like reinvest into the brand. While the Fillian person themselves kind of made it their own individualized brand. The personality, of course, is separate, and we still respect the personality of the jokes, because that is a quote-unquote the true content, but it's also behind a masked figure that is not the same. Now, people, and this is the actual model itself, in case you guys have no idea what's going on with the person itself, this is what it's basically looking like. So they're talking, they have clips and stuff like that in general. But as I mentioned, a lot of these things in terms of like merch, in terms of things they're trying to go and sell, like they're literally in a video game. Like you look at this one, it's like, oh my god, I'm in a video game, which they do not own the licensing rights of that character because it's a free model. So it's one of those really weird things where like the popularity, like they are a very popular content creator. They get thousands upon thousands of views and go moderately viral. And like I said, also intertwined with the normal flesh tubers, like people like me. For whatever reason, they're still called that. I don't really understand still why. And then they've had a chance to, you know, grow their brand. So as they're selling stuff, like putting that same individualized model into a game. And as well also doing things like selling like, you know, these little U-tunes, which it does still look nice. It's cool. And also you have like an idle Fillian, so basically a $235 figure. That is ridiculous. And also things like waifu cups, which gamer Supps. It's cool. If you guys want to use gamer Supps, I mentioned the Prody person in my honor of them using them as a reference. Thank you for all this research you've given me and all the time you spent in that one. They do have a gamer Supps code down below in case you guys ever want to use that. I'm not affiliated with that at all. That's just my payback. But when it comes to stuff, like I said, they're trying to go and sell their own individualization of a character that they don't necessarily own the licensing rights to. So it's a artist versus content creator, because the artists themselves made these designs. And they were apparently, as they've maybe said, I could be corrected over time, but I believe also right now the normal drama is that they did not get contacted or even sign off on the fact of their free-to-use model for sale for all these other licensing rights. And they were also not getting paid. And this is where everything gets really weird in copyright law. Because in theory, the person still owns the copyright of the model, even if the other person made it popular. It's just how it is the artist works. And the same thing is with the VTubers. The VTuber community, as I kind of swing on back, really do appreciate artists. Like I said, they treat them very well, they respect them very well, because the whole idea of VTubing, of making these models that are unique and like drawn, and these are 100% new, it costs a lot of money. So a lot of this community really respects the artist. So everyone out there is very upset with this Fillian girl, because Fillian themselves are popular, but they've had a few hot takes. They're a little bit of like, you know, the hot taker of the community, a little bit, but it doesn't seem like they're horrible. But, you know, there's a few people that have been ruffled their feathers on, which is rightfully so. They've done a little bit of like, you know, sketchy stuff. But at the same time, a lot of people can either look past that, or their community itself just doesn't really care, and then keep on making content. And at the end of the day, they still grew. They're still popular. So it's like one of those weird things where one VTuber kind of broke out of the shell. Is a little bit on the risque side in terms of content, and they don't own the model. So obviously, the people that are kind of against that also would side with the artist. So right now, the artist is just upset. Like right now, this person that popularized their model, as I mentioned, is making a lot of money in terms of selling merch and selling, like, being game brand deals. And I can tell you right now, as a smaller content creator, those things can be ranged up to like 6 figures, which is relatively big. And don't forget too, as well, if you're just a guy giving away your models for free, guess what? You're probably maybe not making as much money. So it's also one of those like David versus Goliath situations where I think most people would want to go and see the artist win. Now, at the end of the day, this is kind of just a random drama video. I'm not sure if you guys like these, if these are entertaining. If you guys like them, please let me know. I'd love to go and sometimes go and throw my words into video topics like this. But I think at the end of the day, in conclusion, we just need to have like Fillian just go and maybe throw a little bit of money that guy's way, get in contact with them, and in all honesty, I'd say if you can make a really good maybe merch drop together, all that money maybe 100% goes to the actual artist, and kind of give them a little bit of love. Like they kind of helped you grow to be a successful content creator. Now they could have done it maybe with a different model, absolutely, but it's one of those things where like it happened, you should just go and respect it, and kind of throw the guy a little bit of a bone, if of course they're cool with it. And hopefully most art people I know are usually pretty cool with it. But at the end of the day, I'm not the guy, so maybe it gets a little bit worse, maybe the drama gets worse, or maybe people are kind of maybe let it brush on over. So what do you guys go and think down below? If you guys like this type of random like late night video format, let me know. It's very random, don't mind me. But I do appreciate you guys all very much for watching, listening, all that stuff. We do also have a subscription button down below if you guys want to follow, and my own Twitch stream if you guys disagree on anything I may have had a chance to go and say. I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys all very soon.